Okay, boys and girls, this is lesson 13, Module 4, lesson 13, and we're going to skip a few things and get right to the lesson. So it says, problem 1, Jan has 4 pans of crispy rice treats. She sends half of the pans to school with her children. How many pans of crispy rice treats does Jan send to school? Well, all we have to do is do half of 4. And to do half of 4, we can do half times 4 equals, and I think we all know that half of 4 is 2. So that one was pretty easy. We could do that in our heads, no doubt. Now we're going to do the same thing with a different number of pans. So if Jan has 2 pans, we just have to figure out 1/2 of 2, or we could do 1/2 times 2, and the answer is 1/2 of 2 would be 1. Okay, what if Jan has 1 pan? So we'll have to do 1/2 of 1, or 1/2 times 1 would equal 1/2, 1 copy of 1/2. Now what if Jan has half a pan? So this time I'm going to draw it. So here's the pan of crispy rice treats, and she's got half a pan. And if she sends half of the pan to school with her children, I'm going to go ahead and shade here. So this shows the treats. And if she sends half of 1/2 of a pan, so that would be 1/2 times 1/2. So I'm going to change the color of my pen. Oops, not yet. Go ahead and label that 1/2. I'm going to change the color of my pen, and I'm going to divide it in half the other way. So this would be 1/2 of the half. And then I want to look at the area that has the X's or is double shaded. So the answer, 1/2 of 1/2, would be 1/4. And if I multiply 1 times 1, I'll get 1, and 2 times 2, I'll get 4. So basically that's the lesson today. We're going to show multiplying fractions on a fractional model with our diagonal lines. So let's look at the next one. This says, Jan has 1/3 pan of crispy rice treats, and she sends half of the treats to school with her children. So we're going to do 1/2 of 1/3 pan, or that would be 1/2 times 1/3. Now, if we follow that rule, 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 3 is 6, we should get 1/6 for the answer. But the lesson today is, why does that work? So the first thing we're going to do, and I want you to remember this carefully, you have to draw the second fraction first. So we're going to divide it into thirds for 1/3 pan. So I'm showing 1/3, and I'm going to divide the 1/3 in half, and then I'll shade the other direction. So it looks like, I'm not done yet, but I think I can already tell that it's going to be 1/6 for sure. So the area that's double shaded right here, keep forgetting to label, shows 1 out of 6. So that's correct. The answer would be she would send 1/6 of a pan to school. Let's look at the next one. Okay, now this is the same pan, but she sends 1/4 of 1/3 to school, or 1/4 times 1/3. So if I draw that, okay, we're going to start with 1/3 pan. Remember, start with your second fraction, and then we're going to divide it into fourths, going the other way. So this time, instead of half, I'm going to show fourths. And then I'm going to shade only one of those. So that's 1/4 of 1/3, and it should be 1/12, because 4 times 3 is 12. So taking a look at the double shaded part, is that 1 out of 12 shaded? So that's your answer, 1/12. That's not much to send to school. See what the next one is. This is the last problem. A sales lot is filled with vehicles for sale. 1/3 of the vehicles are pickup trucks. 1/3 of the trucks are white. What fraction of all the vehicles are white pickup trucks? So we're going to do 1/3 of 1/3, or 1/3 times 1/3. Now I bet you can already figure out the answer. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 is 9. But what does that look like when we draw it? Okay, so I'm going to start with 1/3 of the lot. One-third of the lot, and then 1/3 of those pickup trucks are white. So the part that's double shaded should show 1/9. So 1/9 of all the vehicles are white pickup trucks. And that's the lesson today, boys and girls. Thank you for watching.